Yo, what's good? Today I'm going to be talking about why the Warriors are the most overrated franchise in NBA history. We're going to be going through their championships and talking about why they really don't deserve them and why they're overrated. So let's get into it. Alright, so starting off with 2015, this is kind of the area where everyone started to learn about Golden State and Curry and Thompson and whatever, all these people. And the only reason that they won that championship that year is because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love were hurt for pretty much the whole series. Kyrie Irving got hurt at the end of game 1 of that series, which the Warriors won, I believe, in overtime. And I think they ended up winning in 6, but pretty much it was LeBron and then Matthew Dellavedova, J.R. Smith, all these nobodies. He had no help and still took him to 6 games, so that's pretty embarrassing. But in my opinion, without question, the Cavaliers are winning that series. They're fully healthy. Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, their second and third best players. At least going to 7, in my opinion. They're gonna clutch that game out and get the W. So that's one ring we can take away. 2015. There you go. All right, let's talk about 2016 real quick. Of course, this is the series where they choked 3-1. LeBron and Kyrie obviously went off in that period, and they ended up winning in Golden State. A lot of people say that the only reason the Cavs ended up winning that is because Draymond got suspended. I forgot exactly what it was, but first of all, that's his fault. You can't blame that on anyone else. It's not like he got injured. Both teams were fully healthy, and the Cavs just won. They were the better team, even though Golden State had like 73 wins that year. And prior to that final series, Oklahoma City Thunder choked a 3-1 lead as well. With Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, all those guys somehow choked an embarrassing 3-1 lead. And then obviously we know where Kevin Durant went after that, but 2016, greatest regular season of all time. Couldn't even get a finals championship after that. Steph Curry was terrible in the finals. He choked. Draymond actually had like a legendary game. Game 7, he had like 30 points, 15 rebounds, and like 10 assists, something crazy like that. But Curry couldn't make a shot in the fourth quarter. Super unclutch, and that's 2016. Alright, for the 2017 and 2018 finals, I'm just going to combine this little time period together. And obviously this is when Kevin Durant went to Golden State. Steph Curry, Clay, and Draymond went on a plane to Oklahoma City, begging Kevin Durant getting on their knees, praying that he goes to Golden State and saved them from LeBron. Unfortunately for everyone, he did, and the league just wasn't even fun at that point. There's no way that an already stacked team that's already made the finals twice in 2 years, with the greatest regular season of all time, gets another top 5, top 3 player, potentially even the best player on the planet. It just makes no sense. The salary cap, whatever, none of that makes sense to me at all. And obviously they won 2017 and won 2018 with the breeze. What'd you expect? The Rockets actually choked by like going 0 for like 30 from 3 one year, and they would have won. Also, Chris Paul got hurt. In 2017, I believe, when they were playing the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard got hurt game 1, and they were blowing Golden State out that game 1. So many people say that maybe the Spurs win that series. I doubt it, but that's room for thought right there. And then 1 year after 2018, the Warriors obviously make the finals yet again, breeze through the Western Conference playoffs, and then they play Kawhi's Raptors. And Kevin Durant gets hurt. I believe he was hurt prior to the series, and then he came back and then got re-injured. So now it's just the core Warriors. And what happened? We got destroyed by the Raptors. That wasn't even that good of a team. They had Kawhi, Van Vliet, Pascal, whatever. They were good, but not great, right? Curry had one good game where he had like 40 plus, but the rest of it he was horrible, terrible defensively. Couldn't make a shot in the fourth quarter. And that's what happens when they don't have Kevin Durant to carry them to easy titles where it's just impossible for anyone else to win. So there you go. So in the 2 years after the 2019 loss, 2020 and 2021, the Warriors were just a joke. Absolutely awful. In 2020, they had like the second pick. They got James Wiseman. They were hurt, but still Curry couldn't do anything without a loaded roster. And the year after that, last year, 2021, they were like a playing team. They couldn't even beat the Grizzlies by like a 20-year-old John Morant. Curry got outplayed. And again, they were down Klay Thompson, but they still had a solid roster. They still had Draymond Green, still had all these other guys. Jordan Poole was coming to his own. What happened? Couldn't even make the playoffs. Couldn't even make the playoffs without Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, all these loaded teams. And then that brings us to this year, 2022. So obviously the Warriors did win this year, but there's a couple caveats to this ring. I think it's got an asterisk beside it. All right, let's talk about it. The Celtics, the only reason they were even in the finals is because Chris Middleton got hurt. And the Bucks, with Giannis and Drew Holiday, and that's pretty much it, took the Celtics to 7 games without Chris Middleton. With Chris Middleton, there's no question they're making the finals, and they're winning, okay? In the West, the Warriors beat the Nuggets, who have Nikola Jokic and a bunch of G League players. They were down Michael Porter Jr., they were down Jamal Murray, their second and third best players. We've heard that story before. And the Series 2, they played the Memphis Grizzlies, where John Morant was hurt the last 3 games by a dirty play by Jordan Poole. Also, what's his name? Dylan Brooks was out for 2 games, even though he should have been out for maybe 1. They called a flagrant 2 on him, even though it was BS in my opinion. And then in the conference finals, they beat the Dallas Mavericks, who should not have been there in the first place. Everyone knows it. Should have been the Suns. Congratulations to the Mavericks for winning that, but that was just such a fluke run. The magic spell had to wear off at some point. Of course, it did against the Warriors. Now, if you want to talk about injuries, Tim Hardaway Jr., who's clutch in the playoffs, he averaged like 20 points last year in the postseason. He was out, so I'm not gonna say that if he played, then maybe the Warriors win, but maybe Dallas wins. But still, they got a break by not playing the Suns, so that's nothing new for them. Basically, what I'm saying is the only reason they won this year is because they were the healthiest team. Pretty much, Miami was hurt, the Clippers were hurt. Boston was relatively healthy, but overall the Bucks were hurt, so that's the only reason they won. But yeah, that's it, man. I know obviously I'm a Warriors hater. I am pretty biased against them. I can't stand them. They are a great team, obviously. They're probably gonna win it again next year, especially if they get Durant, which people are saying, but I think they're super overrated. They don't deserve half the rings they got. I mean, I just argued they don't deserve any of the rings they got, but it's opinionated, all this, that, and the third. But yeah, I appreciate you for watching, and see you on the next one.